Hey everybody, today is June 6, 2023, and today we're going to talk about the stock market and what we can expect going forward now that the debt ceiling bill has passed. Before we begin, please read the disclaimer and you can pause this video as you read it. Okay, so over the last few weeks, we basically had the main narrative that was driving the stock market price action was the debt ceiling crisis. Basically, Congress trying to come to a deal to raise the debt ceiling, right, to avoid a possible default by early June, and they finally got it done. And basically, as predicted, all the way to the last minute, right? I said that they're probably going to get a deal all the way at the last minute before the June deadline, and they did that. But Biden finally signed the debt limit bill over the weekend, and so they finally have avoided a U.S. default, which is good. So the market has been rallying this whole week on that news, right? And over the last couple of weeks, we've basically just been talking about how we've been straddling this resistance line around 4,200, right? The market has been trapped between 42 and 3,800 for basically a year now, right? Last year we had a bear market where we just plunged, but then we've been basically going sideways since last May. And now we've finally broken out of the range, but we still have to take out this resistance level around 4,300, right? And this was where we got the kiss of death, where we rejected from the 200-day moving average, which is this blue line. And so now we're coming up pretty close to try to retest and see if we can break through here. And I think if we can break through there, then we'll definitely go up and retest these next resistance levels, right? Around 45 to 4,600. But of course, we still need to take out this level first, around 4,300. So it does look like the market is very excited on two things, right? First of all, the debt ceiling, the bill has passed, but also, there's been a lot of talk on AI, right? NVIDIA has been doing very well, and a lot of AI exposed stocks, right, like Google and Microsoft, they're doing very well as well. And so we're seeing a really big rally led by the tech market, right? So this is why we've been seeing like the QQQ, basically, this incredible rally over the last few weeks, right? And so finally we've broken down this range, but of course we still have to retest this resistance level, right, of 4,300. This is SPY, by the way, that tracks the S&P 500. And the fear and greed is, it's getting a little bit greedy now. The sentiment has been rising since a lot of the AI exposed tech stocks have been going up. We just saw the QQQ basically going straight up, over the last few weeks, right? I mean, just to give you some perspective, if you look at the weekly chart for the QQQ, the NASDAQ 100, right? Look at this. Incredible. We've just been going straight up for the last 6 weeks, right? So inevitably, there is always going to be a bit of a pullback as people look to take some profits. And even in the S&P, which is a little bit more conservative, we do have a gap here. And of course, we're starting to move away from these moving averages. So you're starting to see that moving averages start to stretch apart. And usually when that happens, we might see a bit of a pullback to come and retest, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we do come down to retest, maybe fill this gap, but definitely come down and retest this Fibonacci resistance level, right? I mean, this is a major level that we've been stuck under for over a year, and we also rejected back here, like we said. And that is also at the 4,200 level, which is the upper boundary of this channel, right? So overall, I'm very happy and optimistic now that the debt ceiling has passed. And so by avoiding a default, I'm not as bearish anymore. But we still have CPI and the Fed meeting next week, right? The CPI meeting is on June 13th. And if inflation continues to go down, then that's probably going to be a good thing, right? Then we might even see a Fed rate pause, right? So I predicted that there could be one more 25 basis point rise. I said multiple times that if the terminal rate is over 5%, I think that the Fed will probably start to relax a little bit instead of aggressively hiking rates. But if the inflation is higher than expected, I could see them doing one more 25 basis point hike. But anyways, the Fed is also going to meet around that time, June 13th to 14th, right? So a lot of things happening next week. That's going to be the major catalyst now that the debt ceiling crisis bill is over. So that's going to be the next catalyst that's going to drive either the price higher or down or lower. But I do think that at this moment, now that we have spent a significant amount of time near the resistance, the upper boundary of this channel, I do think that the cards are in the favor of the bulls, and the price is probably going to continue up higher. mean, it would take a lot. I mean, inflation would be really hot, or the Fed would have to raise rates a lot for this to come down and retest the lower boundary, right? But for now, I think the benefit of that goes to the bulls. We spent a year between the 4,200 and 3,800 range. I've already had this thread that's been going on for several months now. Basically seeing which way are we going to break out, above or below, right? And so things are looking good now. We've broken above the range, but we still need to take out this resistance level. So this is the next one. I think that next major catalyst, of course, is going to be next week, with the CPI data and the Fed meeting. So I'll definitely keep you updated, and we'll see. I'll do a chart on Thursday to see if there's any news that comes out between now and then. And of course, next Tuesday I'll do another video, and we'll see how the CPI is and what the Fed may do in their meeting. Whether they're going to raise rates, or they're going to perhaps even pause rates. I don't think they're going to cut rates, but they'll probably at least pause rates if the CPI data is cooler than expected. And yeah, things are looking good now, and we'll definitely update you as more data comes out. Thank you for watching the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or informative, please like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe for updates. I appreciate all your support. Thank you again, and have a great day.